Creatine is a natural chemical present in modest levels in meals like red meat and fish. These foods are part of many diets across the globe, delivering not only creatine but also vital minerals and proteins. It's also a popular supplement, commonly taken by athletes and fitness enthusiasts to increase performance. Many individuals resort to creatine to help them break through plateaus and reach new personal bests in their training regimens. Creatine is renowned for its function in energy generation, especially during high-intensity sports like weightlifting or running. It helps restore ATP, the principal energy transporter in cells, allowing for more explosive actions and sustained power. It's neither a steroid nor a miracle bullet. While it may considerably help performance, it takes constant usage and correct training to obtain the optimum outcomes. It's a naturally occurring chemical with a well-known safety profile. Numerous studies have demonstrated that when taken appropriately, creatine is both safe and helpful for most individuals. Understanding how creatine works and its possible advantages will help consumers make educated choices about including it into their exercise plan. Researching and talking with specialists may give helpful information. Whether you're new to the world of fitness supplements or a seasoned gym goer, knowing the principles of creatine is vital. It may be a game changer when applied effectively. This post will go more into the safety and usefulness of creatine supplementation, especially during fat reduction periods. We'll study how it might assist preserve muscular mass and strength while reducing fat. Creatine supplementation has various possible advantages, largely focused on enhancing exercise performance and encouraging muscle development. One of the primary advantages is enhanced strength and power output, enabling users to lift bigger weights or do more repetitions. Creatine also helps enhance muscle mass by increasing protein synthesis, the process by which your body produces new muscular tissue. This may be especially effective during resistance training regimens targeted at increasing muscle. Recovery from exercises is another prominent effect of creatine. By lowering muscle damage and inflammation, creatine may help people recover quicker between training sessions, allowing for more frequent and intense exercises. This may eventually lead to increased total exercise volume and superior outcomes. Creatine exerts its effects largely by boosting the availability of phosphocreatine, a high-energy molecule stored inside muscle cells. Phosphocreatine serves a key function in swiftly replenishing adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, the fundamental energy currency of our cells. During high-intensity exercise, our bodies quickly exhaust ATP reserves. Creatine supplementation provides a readily accessible pool of phosphocreatine, allowing for quicker ATP regeneration. This corresponds to enhanced performance during short-term, high-intensity exercises. By boosting phosphocreatine levels, creatine supplementation effectively boosts the body's capacity to maintain high-intensity workouts. This may manifest as greater strength, power output, and decreased tiredness, eventually promoting better sports performance and muscular development. Creatine is one of the most well-investigated supplements, having a long history of safe usage. Numerous research have explored its safety profile, repeatedly finding that short-term and long-term creatine supplementation at appropriate doses is typically safe for healthy persons. While creatine is typically well tolerated, some people may have moderate adverse effects, especially during the first loading period. These adverse effects are often temporary and may include stomach pain, bloating, or water weight increase. It's vital to remember that creatine supplementation is not indicated for persons with pre-existing renal or liver issues. As with any supplement, talking with a healthcare expert before using creatine is always advised, particularly if you have underlying medical concerns. 5. Refuting prevalent misconceptions. Despite its well-documented safety and usefulness, creatine supplementation is frequently surrounded by myths and misunderstandings. These fallacies might dissuade consumers from adopting a supplement that could possibly boost their fitness and performance. One prevalent misconception is creatine causes renal damage. This myth likely originates from misconceptions about how creatine is metabolized in the body. However, several studies have refuted this myth, demonstrating no harmful effects on renal function in healthy persons eating acceptable amounts. These investigations have been done over lengthy durations, assuring the dependability of the findings. Another misunderstanding is that creatine contributes to water retention and bloating, making individuals seem puffy. This misconception might prevent people from taking creatine, worrying it would badly affect their appearance. While creatine may attract water into muscle cells, leading to a minor rise in water weight, this is commonly misunderstood as fat growth. In truth, this water retention is an indication that creatine is functioning to boost muscular performance. Furthermore, others claim that creatine is primarily good for male athletes. This fallacy reinforces the assumption that vitamins are gender-specific. However, evidence shows that creatine supplementation may help both men and women, boosting physical performance and stimulating muscle development in a comparable way. This makes creatine a multi-purpose substance suited for anybody wishing to increase their fitness levels. While creatine is generally renowned for its performance-boosting advantages, advantages, research shows it may also indirectly promote fat reduction. By increasing muscular mass, creatine may raise metabolism, as muscular tissue consumes more calories at rest than fat tissue. Moreover, the improved strength and power output allowed by creatine might raise training intensity and volume, further adding to calorie expenditure and perhaps assisting fat reduction efforts. It's vital to know that creatine does not immediately burn fat. Its possible significance in fat reduction is mostly related to its indirect effects on muscle development, metabolism, and training capacity. A prevalent issue among persons seeking to reduce weight is if creatine supplementation is beneficial amid a calorie deficit. The answer is typically yes. Creatine may be safely and successfully included into a fat reduction phase. Creatine's potential to boost muscle development and sustain strength amid a calorie shortage can be especially effective when calories are limited. The body may tear down muscular tissue for energy. Creatine may help reduce muscle loss by increasing protein synthesis and providing a readily accessible energy source during exercises. This may assist retain hard-acquired muscle mass while aiming to obtain a slimmer body. When contemplating creatine supplementation during a fat reduction phase, there are a few practical issues to bear in mind. Creatine is a popular supplement renowned for its potential to boost muscle growth and improve performance, but its usage needs careful preparation. Firstly, commencing with a loading phase, often including greater dosages for the first week, may help saturate muscle creatine reserves more quickly. This phase normally requires taking around 20 grams of creatine per day, split into 4 doses. However, a loading period is not necessarily essential, and people may choose for a lower daily dosage without a loading phase. This technique entails taking a steady daily dosage from the outset, which will ultimately lead to complete saturation of muscle creatine reserves, although more slowly. The recommended maintenance dosage of creatine is generally approximately 3 to 5 grams per day. This quantity is adequate to sustain high creatine levels in the muscles after the first loading period, or when beginning with a lower daily dosage. Timing creatine consumption around exercises may give small benefits in terms of absorption and usage. Some research show that ingesting creatine after exercise might promote muscle repair and development. However, the overall advantages of creatine supplementation remain largely stable regardless of time, as long as daily consumption is regular. The goal is to ensure that creatine is taken consistently to maintain its levels in the body, promoting continuing performance and muscle health. Creatine monohydrate is the most commonly investigated and cost-effective type of creatine. It's typically safe, effective, and easily accessible. Other versions of creatine, such as creatine ethyl ester or creatine hydrochloride, are advertised as having improved absorption or other advantages. However, scientific data supporting these statements is generally sparse or equivocal. Creatine monohydrate maintains the gold standard for its proven effectiveness, safety, and cost. The normal dose of creatine monohydrate is generally approximately 3 to 5 grams per day, taken regularly with or without meals. Individuals new to creatine may choose for a loading period of 20 grams per day, split into 4 doses during the first 5 to 7 days. Creatine cycling, comprising periods of creatine usage followed by periods off, is a method extensively disputed in the fitness field. However, there is insufficient scientific data to imply that creatine cycling gives any substantial benefits to continuous daily intake. Timing creatine consumption around exercises may give small advantages in terms of absorption. Consuming creatine after exercise, maybe with a meal including carbs and protein, may improve absorption into muscle cells. Ultimately, the most significant aspect is constant daily ingestion. Whether you prefer taking creatine before exercise, after workout, or at any other time of day, maintain constant ingestion to optimize its potential effects. Creatine supplementation, with its demonstrated safety and effectiveness, may be a helpful addition to a fat reduction strategy. While it doesn't directly burn fat, creatine indirectly aids fat reduction by stimulating muscle building, improving training capacity, and maybe raising metabolism. Creatine may assist sustain muscle mass amid a calorie restriction, ensuring that fat loss is maximized while limiting muscular damage. This may help people develop a leaner, more muscular body. Incorporating creatine with a carefully designed diet and exercise regimen may enhance fat reduction efforts. As with any supplement, talking with a healthcare expert before using creatine is always advisable, particularly if you have underlying medical concerns.
Looking for high-quality supplements backed by Dr. Andrew Huberman himself? Check out the links in the description below and subscribe and hit the bell icon if you've learned anything new or anything of value.